Very nice message, Jim. Very nice. And maybe there's room on Scott Walker's bus for Miss Daniels.
He said, well, short
Okay, our next speaker. Mitch! 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 Okay, folks, our next speaker started his career when he was 17 years old in 1957 on the organizing committee for the IUE. He then represented the United States Steel Union as president for 33 years. Following that, he spent 4 years as president of the Clothing Textile Workers. Finally, he spent 15 years at the helm of the Teamsters 142. Please give it up for Larry Reagan.
We're experiencing now something that I haven't witnessed, and I've been in the labor organizations for over 50 years. So right now we are under a two-pronged attack. One is against organized labor, the working class people in this country, but it's not only that, they're after the Democratic Party who's been representing us and on our side. Right now, with the elimination of some of the public sector unions, we will probably experience, and the party will experience, at least 30% reduction in our PAC fund money that goes to the party. So the Republicans know what they're doing today. They are coming not only after us, they're coming after our political leaders that support us. With the loss of the public sector, and it's going to be devastating. We, at our local right now, local 142, we probably could experience the loss of 750 people. It might be even more than that. See our BA here from the public sector. It was at one time close to 1,100 people. If they do what they've done in Wisconsin, we will be probably subject to losing that many people. And you got to figure from our PAC fund that goes to the Democrats, we're going to experience some real tough times today. There was a slogan with a steel worker president who ran for international office was called "Fight Back." I heard him holler "fight back" here today, and we have to fight back. If we don't fight back and start educating our youth today as to what the labor movement is all about, and I think they've experienced that in Wisconsin now, and they experienced it down in Indianapolis, where the young folks are standing by their teachers and they're learning a little labor history. Labor history in this country is very rich. That's what I think we have to start educating our youth today, and they do it in some cities in Indiana, in South Bend. The teachers have a speakers bureau that goes around to the high schools and to express how important it is that we maintain our unions in the middle class, and that's who brought about the middle class. There's so much rich history. Just as I was talking to one of the reporters today, basically telling them that the history in this country with the labor movement brought about most of the social programs that we're experiencing today. OSHA, Social Security, all of these were brought about by the unions. And that's what I think we got to emphasize and we got to maintain. If we don't maintain that, we're lost. So we have to fight back. We have to fight back. So what are we going to do?
Fight back!
All right, what are we going to do?
Fight back!
Good. That sounds good, but we basically have to demonstrate that. What I was telling the young lady, if we get that labor history out there, in Lowell, Massachusetts, in 1912, in this country, there was a strike. It was called the Bread and Roses strike. I'm certain a lot of people in the audience here know about the Bread and Roses strike. Am I correct? Anybody know about that? That was a textile workers' strike in 1912 where the women in these textile mills were dying at an average age of 26. 26. They were dying in them textile mills. So there was a movement then, and one of the ladies in that rally, big march, was carrying a sign, "We want bread, but we want roses too." Meaning that, yes, they had to have the bread to feed their families, but they wanted the finer things in life, and that's where the roses come in. So, and then you had the Matewan issue. After that, it was the Blair Hill insurrection. There was 15,000 armed miners fighting against the corporations, corporate greed, and the Baldwins and the Pinkertons. These are things that I don't think they put in the history books. These are things that we have to educate our youth with. But again, I think they aroused the young people. These people are going to be voting in a couple of years, and we have to fight back and take our capital back and maintain our President Obama right now. We have to get him to start moving also. He can't be complacent. We got to get him out there. Bipartisanship don't work in this country. I'm going to tell you that. We see it right now. That reminds me of a story about a man walking down the street. He looks on the ground and he sees this frozen snake. So he seen it was very colorful, and the snake said to him, "Pick me up, I'm freezing, I'm dying." So he picks the snake up, he looks, says, "It's a very pretty colored snake, I'm going to put it around my neck." So after the snake warmed up, it bit him. He said, "Gee, I brought you back to life, and why did you bite me?" He said, "Well, you knew I was a snake." So that's the same thing we see with the Republican Party. So I'm going to end with that. I'm about half closed. I was on a picket line all day today and yesterday. All right. God bless everybody.
Give it up for Larry.